Well, hello everyone, and welcome again to another off-season edition of Fantasy Football Fever. It is Wednesday night, April 1st, 2026. Wherever, whenever, however you're watching, thanks for making this part of your week. And this is no April Fool joke here. I had to do a little house sitting last night, so we couldn't do the show last night. We're going to take care of it tonight. Joining me, as always, of course, the host of Hooked on Sports, Mr. John Flynn,
Howdy.
and of course, our commissioner sitting over here, the one and only John Natali.
Yep. AI.
It is great to be back with you guys. And we have uh, we have another great show for you tonight. First of all, we got to say hello to some people here. Uh, say first of all, fly me
It's
to the moon,
Luke.
let me play among the stars, and let me see what spring is like on a Jupiter.
Yeah,
I think Vampire Luke thinks he's Frank Sinatra.
yeah.
I think those are the lyrics to "Fly Me to the Moon."
Yes, indeed.
I guess they're talking about the big shuttle that just went up
It's the
earlier today.
Artemis. The Artemis.
Yes, the Artemis here.
Yeah. It's, I mean, it's kind of it's weird that you're on a Wednesday, and you're not doing pain and game pickums on a Wednesday.
Yeah, because we don't. Yeah, we don't really have a show. I think we are scheduled to have maybe one or two preseason shows. And
Yeah.
look, speaking of pain and
There
gain,
we go.
there's a visit.
Alex,
Our man Alex is here. So
the defending
how's it going,
champion.
guys? Our defending league champion. Yeah, that's right.
It's insane that he went from worst to first in our league last year. Insane.
That just proves one thing: anything can happen. Anything can happen
Mm,
in this crazy world of fantasy football. Well, anyway, we're going to be talking about each of us are going to be talking about five rookies from last year who could make a really big boost this year. And that's coming up here in a little while. But first of all, we of course got to get to the hot topics here in the NFL. The first thing, well, there's been a few things going on since we last convened. The big news is that the top wide receiver in the league, Jackson Smith Jigba, he got himself the money. He took the bag and he's running with it. He is uh Flynn, you're gonna have to help me out on this. I can't remember the terms of that contract.
yeah, 4 years, 168 mil, as an average of 42.5 million a year, which makes him the highest paid receiver in the league. And among those 168.5 million, 120 million is guaranteed. The guy who transformed into the offensive player of the year and was probably the team MVP on the team that just won the Super Bowl last year. So he got himself paid a big chunk of change. So obviously well deserved. I mean he was the best receiver in the league last year, and it's worth every single penny of the contract.
Oh yeah, definitely, absolutely. Well, the top receiver in the league right now, and I just see a lot of great things for him. I can definitely see I can definitely see Seattle contending once again in the NFC. Probably go back to the NFC Championship game. But a lot of things happen between now and then. Oh, we had some dealings going on earlier in the last couple of weeks. Uh, Speaking of wide receivers, Jalen Waddle has left Miami and he is now going to Denver, which I believe will make that offense just a little bit better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, so it was a big trade that went down a couple of weeks ago. The Broncos, I believe, sent their first, second, and fourth round picks to Miami in exchange for the speedster that helped transform Mike McDaniel's offense in Miami. So it's clear the Broncos had a hole at the wide receiver position. They didn't have a true number one wide receiver. So is this gonna be the thing that gets Bo Nix and his game to the next level? Is this gonna be the thing that the Broncos need to elevate themselves as to being as being a potential team that can go to the Super Bowl? So I think that's where we are. But obviously you have to think that Jalen Waddles is now that he doesn't have Tyreek Hill to his side anymore, and before Tyreek Hill was traded from Kansas City to Miami, he had a pretty heavy workload as the Dolphins top receiver. Um, so. I think he's obviously going to be underlined for 10 to 15 targets a game as long as he's the top receiver for the Broncos, and that might mean a bit of a pushback in value for Cortland Sutton, a little bit for Pat Bryant at the wide receiver position because their targets will be taken up um, by Jalen Waddle.
So yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Pizzle. He says he misses Waddle. Yeah, I hear you, bro.
Yeah.
So that's what happened there. What's the deal with another story that's been going around the last couple of weeks? Philadelphia and AJ Brown.
So, yeah, there were actually some rumors swirling so that the Rams wanted to acquire AJ Brown for the Eagles in exchange for Devontae Adams, and that was the ongoing belief around the league because AJ Brown, he's as good a receiver in one-on-one as anybody in the league. As we saw during Philadelphia's two Super Bowl runs, and I think particular, in my mind, the NFC Championship game 2 years ago against the Commanders. That rings a bell to me with that. But I think all in all, you have to and that it's that Sean McVay told Adams that there were trade rumors circling around, and since then those rumors have been shut down, and Devontae Adams is going to remain with the Rams. And look, I think didn't make sense for the Rams to keep him because Adams is such a dangerous weapon in the red zone. Why he had like double-digit touchdown receptions this year for the Rams. So yeah. So I think those are the big things, but it doesn't seem like there are any crazy rumors going on right now about AJ Brown. But another thing too you got to discuss is a report that Jeremy Fowler put up about AJ Brown's teammate in Philadelphia in Jalen Hurts, because it was a report that came out today. Because I think there are several things about Jalen Hurts in Philly about where he is. So let me try and pull this up here if I can. Yeah. So some notes from Jeremy Fowler's article on Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts. You guys can still hear me, guys, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So Jalen Hurts pushed back on changes that would diversify the scheme. So he wanted to avoid playing one under center. He was reluctant to let it rip at times, particularly against zone coverage. He's not the most coachable, and the players notice. And he diverts from the game plan and changes the calls to an excessive degree. So, but those are just some of the things to that game that that were reported by Jimmy Fowler of ESPN about Jalen Hurts. So I think you have to wonder if the Eagles have a quarterback problem right now because Jalen Hurts is under contract. It's a bigger and bigger hit against the salary cap each year, and now I wonder about about if the Eagles are just going to recover from last year's disappointing season.
Hmm. Well, I don't know. I kind of thought they did have a lot of offensive problems. I guess most of it probably had to do with Hurts, or I'm not sure about that. I'm just trying right now. I'm just trying to look up on this the website with the depth charts here. It says because I mean, who does Jalen Hurts have behind him?
Gardner Minshew. I think Gardner Minshew is the backup.
Oh yeah, Minshew mania.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Alex's boy right there, Minshew mania. Oh
Yeah.
wait a minute. From what I see, I don't know. I don't know if this is outdated or anything, but I see Jalen Hurts at one, Tanner McKee at two, and Andy Dalton as the third
Oh, yeah,
string.
that's right. Yeah, it's Andy Dalton. I knew it was either Dalton or Minshew, but regardless,
Yeah.
it's
Yep, Andy Dalton, the old red rifle from TCU. So,
yeah.
that's what that looks like right here. Oh, speaking of, I guess we're kind of in a theme of wide receivers now. Another one here. He just got the franchise tag about a month or so ago. George Pickens of the Cowboys. And
Mm-hmm.
what are they going to do with him? Well, not only
It's
does he have,
I
yeah, go ahead, Flynn.
it's no. You had you had a thought. Keep going.
Well, oh yeah, well, there's the issue with George Pickens with the tag, and then there's the issue with their All-Pro kicker Brandon Aubrey. I think I heard a rumor that they're now wanting to offer just a shade over 7 million, when of course Aubrey's agent wants him to ask for 10 million.
Mm.
So, yeah, Jerry's got a big dilemma over there. He's got a great receiver who statistically had the best season of his career last year. And then you have your star kicker who can kick field goals from at least 65 yards blindfolded.
Yeah.
So, wow, what to do in Dallas?
I mean, isn't it crazy that with all the drama with the Eagles, the roster turnover with the Giants, and I mean, and not understanding some of the offseason maneuvering for Washington, like if the season were to start today, I think I would pick the Cowboys pick the Cowboys to win the NFC East.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, because I think because obviously we have to see what it's like in training camp. Obviously, if I mean no big injuries, make sure that you have C.D. Lamb healthy, Dak healthy. But it's not under the possibility that we could be talking about the Dallas Cowboys being the pick to win the NFC East.
Hmm. I'm not saying you could be wrong, but that's
Yeah.
very strong statement right there. Kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
interesting indeed.
It's and also remember the Cowboys have two first round picks this year. because of the Micah Parsons trade.
Yes, and they were without a second and a third round. However, they did acquire a third round when they traded Oso Digizua to the 49ers.
Yeah,
So at least that helps a little bit. So number 12 and number 20 for the Cowboys, that's in their first round.
yeah,
I would not be one bit surprised if Jerry decides to trade down on one of those.
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised one bit.
yeah.
Maybe get a second rounder, but I
Yeah.
digress.
Yeah, but I think you also got to think because I think what with the so who is because you have the Fangio the cycle as the new defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. I'm trying to remember his name. Do you remember off the top of your head who the new defensive coordinator is?
The new defensive coordinator, I could look his name up right here.
Yeah, yeah,
Let me
but I'm saying if he worked under Fangio in Philly and gonna bring it over to Dallas, maybe that they could use their two first round picks on defensive studs.
oh
Because
yes, yes, definitely. I would love to see it. Oh yeah, defensive coordinator Christian Parker.
yeah,
pass he was the pass defense coach in Philly.
yeah,
So and you got Clayton Adams as the new offensive coordinator.
yeah,
So and Nick Sorensen is the special teams coordinator. So
yeah.
we'll see what happens there. A little bit of an interesting story that I heard. I think it was either today or yesterday. Uh, they're going to try to do some remodeling to. They're going to do
Wait,
some remodeling to Jacksonville's home field. So I heard that they were going to play their 2027 games in Orlando while the renovations is going on.
yes. So I think so they'll be playing. I mean, so they'll be playing their home games, their Jacksonville home games with a reduced capacity this season because first phase, first part of the renovations is underway on that, and then they're just gonna play where their soccer club plays.
Okay. Is that stadium where?
At the Campy World Stadium in Orlando.
Yeah, it used to be the Orange Bowl, right?
No, so the Orange Bowl is in Miami.
No, the Orange Bowl's in Miami. Uh, yeah, I know they must have played some kind of bowl game there, but I digress.
Yeah, yeah. I think they played. I mean, 'cause I think for a few years they played the Pro Bowl in Orlando.
I think I heard something
Yeah,
like that. So
yeah. I mean, because I think for a few years it was on ESPN, and then Orlando's where Disney World is.
right, and of course
So
Disney owns ESPN, so
yeah.
it's getting to where ESPN is going to pretty much be owning everything in the world right now.
Yeah, and ESPN took over the programming for NFL networks today. So
Right, right. So at least
um,
I'll be able to watch some. I'll be able to watch some Rangers games if I can't get them on regular TV.
yeah,
Pistol had it right. I think they used to play
the
the
Citrus
Citrus
Bowl.
Bowl. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Yeah, that's
yeah.
what it was.
I
I
mean,
used to watch those.
yeah, I remember I remember one year Notre Dame was playing Iowa State in that game. It was like 2019. It's like right before the pandemic. And do you know who the quarterback of that Iowa State team was?
Well, it has to be a big name that we know now.
It is a big name we know now. I
Well,
said, I mean, back then it wasn't as big of a name. Brock
Right.
Purdy.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah,
So Brock Purdy, Iowa State.
yeah,
How about that here?
mm,
All
yeah.
right. What other? Oh yeah. Last couple days, NFL meetings has been going on between all the owners, and the one big news that I hear, and we've been hearing it for about the last 12 or 20, last 12, 24 months. They want to find some way to expand the regular season to an 18 game season. Um, I still don't really know why. I think it is fine the way it is, but you know how it is with the NFL. It's just all about the money.
Yeah, sadly it is. And what's even worse, is that they're gonna looking to reduce the regular season from 3 games to 2 games, which is crazy because most of these players need to get their reps in before the season starts because if you look at all the sloppy play
Yeah,
on offense in September. So, like you have a lot of rookies being drafted, and they're plug and play week 1 starters.
right. Yeah, it seems like that would be the only setback to have only 2 games in the preseason, except for the Hall of Fame game where it'll be another game for 2 teams in the league. And like I was mentioning to Flynn before we began the show tonight, the only way I could see a 18-week season is if every team gets 2 bye weeks during the season. 'Cause,
Hmm
18 games, 18 weeks. That's
I
a
mean that
pretty
that it's a
short
long
stretch.
season. It's a
Right, it
long
is.
season.
Yeah, going all the way, going from September then to the pretty much the end of December or the first weekend of January. So yeah, I could definitely take a toll on some players.
Hmm
Which I'm kind of concerned about safety, but of course they want to make all the money, so it's just crazy. So, bruh, what other big news thing has been going on in the NFL?
I mean, we also another a topic that I shared in our chat is that the 49ers are planning to reduce the workload of running back Christian McCaffrey because McCaffrey coming off an outstanding season following an injury play 2024 season. So he was the second best running back in fantasy last year. In PPR, he only finished just 2 points behind Jonathan Taylor of the Indianapolis Colts, and this is McCaffrey's 10th season in the NFL, and some of the wear and tear in his body started to show itself a little bit last year because his running yards per carry has been on the decline a little bit. So I think the way that I avoided Christian McCaffrey 2 years ago, the way I got McCaffrey last year, I don't think McCaffrey is close to being being a worthy first round pick right now.
Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of changes things a little bit as far as fantasy is concerned. So don't expect Christian McCaffrey to go off the board. I wouldn't say in the first
It's,
2, 3 rounds, maybe.
Somebody's gonna take him rounds 1 or 2. Like the average draft position for McCaffrey is gonna be within the top 10.
Right.
But I mean, I personally don't view it that way. I wouldn't touch him with a 5 foot 10 foot pole. So
Right. Yeah, that's pretty interesting here. Oh, another thing about the league meetings going on right now. Possibility of bringing in replacement refs. Uh, Looks like there may be a stoppage with the referees, and if they bring in those replacement refs, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I was telling Tim before the show. So like my immediate reaction to that news was touchdown Seahawks.
Mm.
And if any of y'all know the reference to that, of course, he's referring to that great Monday night football game between the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks, which was a great game until the very last play, which would forever be known as the Fail Mary. And we all know what happened there. And that was basically, for us NFL fans, that was basically the straw that broke the camel's back as far as those replacement refs.
Yeah,
They
I
were,
mean, I mean,
and he
I
mentioned,
mean,
and Flynn mentioned the day before that our replacement refs kind of was doing a little screwy business with that Chiefs game.
I think it was a game between the Patriots and the Ravens in Baltimore. Um,
Against
so,
Ravens.
because I think there was a there was like something in the end that the refs didn't call that screwed over the Patriots.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that wound up being being a rematch in that season's AFC Championship game, which Baltimore won, getting revenge for losing the AFC title game the year before on their way to winning the Super Bowl over the Niners.
Right. So yeah, there's God, I hope they can come to an agreement here. Yeah, some of the refs we have now, they make some bad calls here and there, but oh my gosh, it's just crazy. It just reminds me of the Fail Mary, and it also reminds me of that NFC Championship game between the Saints and the Rams. I think we all remember that one.
So that was with actual refs, but I thought it was the most overrated outrage just because remember the Saints had a 13-0 lead at one point in that game and they couldn't hold on to the lead, so
Yeah, well,
yeah.
okay. Let's see here. Trying to
Also,
see.
also another thing with the Pickens thing, so that the Cowboys are unsure of whether he's going to attend the off-season program.
Right. Usually when those guys get kind of greedy like that, they usually don't want to mess around with the OTAs or
Yeah,
the mini
yeah,
camps and all that
yeah.
here.
I mean, personally, on a scale of 1 to 10, how worried am I about this? I mean, which is might be a big thing to say because we know what's been happening with the Cowboys and the long term strategy the last few years. So on a scale of 1 to 10, my concern level is a 0.
I'm gonna be a little bit more generous than you, but not too much. I'd say a 3.
Yeah, I mean, not horribly concerned.
No, I'm not really horribly concerned about it either. He's gonna stay or he's gonna go. Um, it would be nice if he stays, but what kind of price do we pay for it? That's
Right.
the one thing.
Yeah.
So that's only my concern about that. So
Right. Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, I mean, and then a couple of other minor notes that we found. So that John Harbaugh talked to the press last week, and like he said, he thinks Isaiah likely is likely, no pun intended, going to play a big role in the new look Giants offense because likely signed a 3-year, a $40 million contract with the Giants 3 weeks ago. And he figures to be an upgrade to their tight end room. and you think about the tight ends with John Harbaugh, that you think of what it was like with Mark Andrews, and having him and likely and the athletic versatility that he provides. So I'm not saying that this could be a potential strategy, but if you think that if you think that likely is going to overperform his expectations, I think maybe a potential stack with him and Jackson Dart in your draft skill could be something that might make sense.
I could I'll buy that.
Yeah, so like if you're focusing in on the running backs and receivers with early on, and you feel like you're gonna have your Drake May or your Drake May or Dak Prescott early on, and you think that guy is um Jackson Dart. I mean, might be a strategy to roll the dice on.
Yeah, it could be. And we got a little something to say about that as we go into the next part of our show coming up here in a little bit. So, so as we see Flynn heading to the homestead, he's going to get off of his cell phone and get onto his desktop here.
Mhm.
I don't know if we missed anything else that we need to cover. Have you
Yeah, the only
seen?
thing I see is some minor things. The Rams wide receiver Puka Nakua is going to rehab to try to work on some issues he's having.
Ah,
I see
so
that.
that, no, yeah, I heard about that, and that would be a good thing for him because I think if I say if JSN was number one, Nakua was number two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of the top two receivers in the league. So he's going to get some mental help, physical help, whatever it is. I hope it works out for him because I have loved his gameplay for the last ever since his rookie go. He's just been on fire helping that Rams offense,
Oh, yeah,
and
for sure.
he's just been great here. Uh, so I see here Rodgers to make a decision before the draft.
Hmm.
So once again, we asked the musical question about Aaron Rodgers: does he stay or does he go?
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah. Who knows? That's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean he's a tough one because he would be reunited with uh Mike McCarthy
Hmm.
because I think he's now the Pittsburgh head coach.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
McCarthy was with Green Bay, then he was with Dallas. Now I think he's in Pittsburgh.
Right.
So
Yeah, I'm
that would
just
be
going through here. Just going through here to see if there's anything else.
right. See if we
Just going through.
missed
Yeah, hold on.
anything.
Yeah, I'm just collecting some data for my question. I came up with a question at the last minute.
Oh, last minute question. Okay,
Yep,
I
but
came with.
it's very random. Nothing to do with what we talked about.
Okay, well, my trivia question is going to be draft related since we are
About 3 weeks
20,
away, right? A little over 3 weeks.
22, 22 days away from night one
Yep,
of the 2026 NFL draft, which I believe takes place in Pittsburgh.
that's right. Yeah, 3 weeks from tomorrow.
3 weeks from tomorrow, Pittsburgh will host the 3-day event. I don't know if they've decided on when they're going to have the 2027 draft. If they mentioned that,
I thought they decided that. Let me check. Let me see. 2020 NFL draft. I believe that. Oh, not 2017. Don't want that.
no.
Yeah, typed a little too quickly. Let's see. Washington, D.C. That's where it is.
So,
Yes,
so what you find out?
yeah, it says the 2027 NFL season will feature the 92nd annual draft in Washington, D.C. on the National Mall.
Oh, so it'll be in DC next year.
Mm-hmm.
If they decide one for 2028, please let it be Dallas.
Let's see.
So
2028
2028, I hope it's in Dallas.
NFL draft. Let's see. No, there's a bidding right now. It hasn't been decided yet.
Oh, oh, okay. Well, so at
But
least we
but
know for this year.
Minneapolis apparently has the first bidding.
Oh, so Minneapolis may take it.
Maybe.
Yeah, and of course we got Flynn back in his
Yeah.
usual spot there.
Yeah.
They're just
And
they're
you
just
you yeah, you can hear me, right?
Yep.
absolutely.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right,
Yeah,
so I guess
yeah. Tim, I just talked about a couple of things while you were restarting.
it's,
Wasn't sure if you heard all those things.
I mean,
so
I heard the last thing about where the draft is gonna be and
Yeah. Yeah. Before that, I said I did have a last minute trivia question.
I have one too. No, also another thing, another hot topic so that the Panthers expect Jonathan Brooks to be back to be back soon rather than later to be ready for what did I say?
yeah, Jonathan Brooks
Mm.
back with the Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, and you have to wonder if that's a reason that um that they let Regal Dowdle walk despite having 1,076 rushing yards last year.
Oh yeah,
So they expect Jonathan Brooks to be ready for OTAs and minicamp and the mandatory minicamp they have in June.
right. So 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 I guess we could go to our feature now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we can do that. I'm just gonna get my get the graphics ready because I'm home. So
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, while I get those together, I have a two-part trivia question for you guys. So I don't think I hope this is not difficult for you guys, but yes, so it's a two-part question tonight. So
Mhm.
I'm looking for, and this is going to be on the topic of rookies because we're going to get into the rookies in just a few moments. But
Mhm.
so I want you to name the first rookie running back with 100 plus rushing yards last season, in a game, the first one to do it, and I also need the first receiver to have over 100 yard a rookie wide receiver last year to have a game of 100 or more receiving yards.
Okay. I have a couple of ideas in mind.
Yeah.
interesting. I think I have the running back in mind. I could be wrong,
Mm.
but as far as a wide receiver, that's a very interesting question there.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, did you say first or only? I probably
The
didn't
first.
catch.
The
Okay.
first. I mean, there are several that had 100 plus rushing yard game, 100 yard days on the ground and through the air. So I'm just asking who was the first one to do it last year.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then also I'll give you hints. So the wide receiver accomplished it in week 2, and the running back and the first rookie running back to have 100 yards rushing in a game had it in week 4.
Okay.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, very interesting question there. Got to do a lot of thinking on that one.
All right, so Natalie, what's your question?
Oh, yeah, mine is just going to be very, very random. I did such some random research. As you guys probably know, what's his name? Uh, Jerry Rice. As you guys know, Jerry Rice probably had the longest streak with at least one reception in 274 consecutive games. I'm
Mm.
looking for what who is the who has the longest who has the longest active streak right now,
Mm.
as far as most consecutive games with at least one
With at
reception.
least one reception.
Yeah, who holds the longest streak
The
among
longest
active players?
active streak. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. That's a good one too.
And for just for frame of reference, the longest active streak. I mean, I can't tell you for sure if it's active or it ended, but the longest active streak for active players right now is 191.
So that's this.
191. Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So my trivia question is going to be draft related since we are 22 days away from the first night of the NFL draft. So my question is this: who was the last overall number one pick to win a Super Bowl?
Mm.
Hmm, interesting.
The last number one overall draft pick to win a Super Bowl.
Aha.
Something for y'all to think about with these questions here. So, speaking of rookies, can we go ahead and talk about these lists that we made up?
Yeah, yes, we can. So why don't we get into our main segment, right? So we did this segment a couple of years 2 years ago and 3 years ago. We didn't do it last year, but but with the draft coming up in 3 weeks, we want to take a little a quick back on what transpired last year. In terms of the rookie class, I mean, I think that, but I don't. This was last year was kind of an was kind of was I think a surprisingly good year for rookies last year because you had a couple of potential breakthroughs at quarterback. You had some good receivers. And the tight ends, rookie tight ends last year were incredible. You think of Gadsden, you think of Tyler Warren for the Colts. And a couple of other names as well. Um, that really took off last year. So okay, 'cause I know there were like three or four others that were really good. Colston Loveland, Harold Fannin Jr. Um, those are like the big tight ends were big contributors last year. But I'm gonna give you five picks for rookies who I believe will take a step forward in their second season. So I'm gonna start with Ashton Genty of the Raiders because before the leading up to the season, I thought I was ready to be over the moon to draft Ashton Genty in round one. But the bad news was I did not get Genty in any of my teams. But the good news is he did not perform uh to his average draft position. I mean, part of it was because the Raiders got kind of mailed it in the last few weeks of the season to try and tank and get the number one pick in the NFL draft, which they have, and they're likely going to use it on Fernando Mendoza. And then the second thing was the Raiders just had an all-time bad offensive line. I mean, the Genty had not much room to run. So that he was a more used in the passing game.
If anything, he did wind up scoring 10 total touchdowns, which kind of salvaged something for his value in fantasy, but it wasn't really that to write home about. But now you got a new head coach, new quarterback, upgrades on the offensive line. So you have those few things, and I think you can expect a big leap from Ashton Genty. I want to go into the fantasy drafts. Having Ashton Genty, or when we do our preseason rankings list, I want to justify having Ashton Genty in my top 5. That should be the goal for the Raiders this offseason. For Ashton Genty. Another running back that I think is that it kind of got under the radar a little bit. I mean, I talked about it a little bit during during the lead up to the season. Facial Tootin of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now Travis Etienne left Jacksonville. He signed a 2-year contract with the New Orleans Saints this offseason. So for the moment, Facial Tootin is in as the on the depth chart according to our lads, the number 1 running back. He's gonna have a competition with former Commanders running back Chris Rodriguez, who signed on with Jacksonville this offseason. But Tootin has showed a lot of speed, and he can run past defenders. We saw a lot of that 2 years ago in his last season at Virginia Tech. And he wound up getting 7 total touchdowns last year. So I think that might be something to write home about. So I do anticipate Facial Tootin being pretty high on my preseason running backs list this year. Oronde Gadsden the second, the tight end for the Chargers, because he played in 15 games last year. He had 49 receptions, 69 targets, 3 touchdown receptions. So he wound up as tight end number 15. I think he is a great fit for Mike McDaniel's scheme, and the Chargers really don't have much in the way in terms of in terms of wide receivers because their top receivers are Lab McConkey, Trey Harris, and Quentin Johnston. So so you figure that. So I think someone so like Gaston, who was the 5th round pick last year, I think you're gonna have a young, fast, physical offense. I think that's kind of like what McDaniel likes in his offense. So that's what I think is gonna happen there, and I think Gadsden should be a top. I want to believe that he'll be a top 10 tight end this season for the Chargers. With the quarterback, I'm not going the popular pick in Jackson Dart, though I do think think he'll wind up having a better season. I just want to see what he's like under Matt Nagy's offense, so I didn't put Jackson Dart on there. So I'm gonna go with Tyler Shuck instead, and I look like a horse's ass when I was destroying Tyler Shuck and how lost he looked during the preseason. But I thought that there was some encouraging signs from Tyler Shuck down the stretch of the season that said that he came in the same year with Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is a brilliant offensive coach. I think getting some help at the running back position, obviously with the Saints getting with the Saints getting Travis Etienne to have him in the backfield, and you also got to figure a full year for Chris Olave, who is in the 5th year of his 5th year option. Another year with Jawan Johnson. I do think the Saints are gonna try and go for a receiver in round 1 to bolster that, and there is a decent group of wide receivers that are coming out in the draft this year. So wonder if the Saints will wind up having someone like Cardinal Tate fall in their laps. Another Ohio State wide receiver, just like Chris Olave is. So, I think Tyler Shuck. I think he's gonna be better than the 26th best starting quarterback in fantasy this year. So we'll definitely see about that. And then another name I discussed during the off season last year more than you guys did combined. I'm going with Luther Burden the third. So he had a tremendous season, a tremendous down the stretch. Of course, he had that monster game in week 17, which was the subject of my trivia question last time we were there. But I think Luther Burden showed a lot of promise, and now with DJ Moore no longer in the fold with Chicago because DJ Moore was traded to the Buffalo Bills. I think you're going to see someone like Luther Burden take on a bigger role in that offense to complement Romo Dunze. So I think he's going to be someone that I think is going to take a step up in year two.
Hmm. That is one guy that I had totally overlooked. I overlooked Luther Burden, and I saw for the last part of last season, especially in week 17, where uh, where he really lit it up, and I was like, you know something, I think they got another pretty good shot with Burden, and of course a Doomsday with being complimenting him like that. They could have a shot to win the NFC North, but maybe just have to see if Detroit can bounce back or if Green Bay can still hold their position. Minnesota could be a dark horse.
Yeah. Also, another hot topic we missed: Kyler Murray to the Vikings. I did not see that one coming.
Oh, no, I don't think anybody did. I didn't either.
Yeah.
Kyler
I,
Murray
I
like as well.
Yeah, it tells you what the Vikings think of JJ McCarthy. I mean, obviously they have a new
Right.
GM in there, so maybe the next student in the Kevin O'Connell University of quarterbacks. But but just for reference, Luther Burden had 8 catches for 138 yards and a touchdown in the game in their game. It was the Sunday night game against the 49ers.
Yeah, so very interesting list over there. I almost forgot about Tootin and Gaston, and yeah, I kind of feel the same about you about Tyler Shuck. It's so like he kind of had a very very rough start to the season, but as the season progressed, he got a little bit better and better. So, and right now he was ranked 26th last year among fantasy quarterbacks. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he can do with the Saints this year.
Yeah,
Be
and
very
now
interesting.
and I also wanted to make one more point on Tootin, which I'm kind of feel inspired about. So Bashal Tootin, according to had 3 games with 10 or more touches last year, and in those 3 games he averaged 12.8 fantasy points per game, 1.1 fantasy points per touch. So we at 11.7 touches per game. So, um, so you have to think but now that ETN is gone, you have to think that he's going to be in for 15 to 20 touches a game as the lead back for Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah. So keep an eye on that. Nice Flint. Nice list that Flynn picked out right here. Whose list are
Yeah.
we going to look at now?
Yeah, so we have the tallies and we have Tim's.
You go next, Tim.
All right. Give me the next one. Okay. All right. So here's my list for 5 rookies who could improve this year. Um, I'm going to go ahead and give Jackson Dart the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, he was injured a little bit, But in 12 games, as you can see, he had a 63.7 completion percentage, 272 yards passing, 15 touchdowns, and he also ran for 487 rushing yards and 9 rushing touchdowns. Ranked 14th last year in fantasy. Uh, Actually, according to Mike Clay, right now, uh, he is right now ranked number 7 going into the 2026 season in fantasy. Of course, the Giants finished 4-13 last year. Uh, but with the addition of who did we just mention?
It's
The
it's
receiver.
I talk about the quarterback.
No, the receiver that the Giants just got.
Oh, so they signed two of them, Calvin Austin and Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney. Okay, so yeah, addition of Mooney and you got Malik Neighbors, who I think is going to have slightly better season, and I think the Giants could be contenders. In fact, they might do better than their 4-13 record from last season. How much better? I don't really know. But if the Giants can beef up their offensive line, I think Jackson Dart will do just fine. Uh, I picked one running back from last year that I think could improve. Omari and Hampton. He got a little bit injured, a little bit. He was on his way to 1,000 yard rushing. He got 545 instead. Uh, Average of 4.4 yards per average yards for attempt. So, and uh, and he was also to get 192 receiving yards, 5 downs. Uh, and he averaged 15.1 points in fantasy PPR leagues. So he was a pretty consistent scorer, scoring himself. So um, yeah, Hampton kind of had the same problem with Dart, missed some time due to injuries, but I'm hoping that Omari and Hampton will be able to improve that Chargers defense here and help out Justin Herbert and the rest of those guys. I got two wideouts on my list here. The first one is Matthew Golden from Texas.
Texas.
Texas. Um, he got 29 receptions out of 44 targets for 361 yards. Averaged about 5 points per game in fantasy. Uh, I think he may be taking on a bigger load. I think didn't one of the receivers go somewhere else, or
You talk
I
about
can't
Keenan Allen?
remember. What's that?
No, never mind. I got the wrong person. No, it's not Keenan Allen.
No, no. I think. Let me check. I cleared out of that. I X'd out of that page that look where we were looking up some depth charts. I was going to take a look at the receiving depth chart for Green Bay, see what they look like here. So they have Christian Watson, Matthew Golden, Jaden Reed. They have Sky Moore as a backup here. Christian Watson drafted second round in 22, so he's still kind of a young guy. Jaden Reed, 25, kind of a young core of Packers receivers right there. So I could probably see Matthew Golden getting a little bit more. They got him on the. They have him listed as the right side receiver. So they got Watson on the left, Golden on the right, Reed in the slot. So I could see Golden getting a little bit more targets. Right now, wait a minute, yeah, he is. Let me get back to the screen here. Wait a minute, I had the wrong darn button. I think that's the button I need to hit right there. Uh, 97th in fantasy last year. Mike Clay has him going at 48th among the wideouts in fantasy. And Omarion Hampton, by the way, is going into this year as the number 11 running back here. My other wideout that I've selected is Travis Hunter from the Jaguars. Um, he was ranked 97th among wide receivers last year, and now he's ranked number 50 according to Mike Clay. Um, only played 7 games, 28 receptions, 45 targets, 298 yards, 1 touchdown. You see right there, it's okay, 9.1 points per game in PPR fantasy leagues. I could probably see him doing a little bit more on the offense than he would for the defense. Can he play both sides? I'm sure he could, but I don't think he can probably play both sides all season long. I mean, that is going to take a toll on his body, but I think he may be a better producer in the offense rather than the defense. And I picked a tight end, Colston Loveland. I really liked what this guy did last year. Last year he was ranked 12th among the tight ends. Now he's Mike Clay has him at number 4 going into 2026. Last year with 56 receptions out of 82 targets with 7 or 13 yards, 6 touchdowns. He really was a pretty good target for Caleb Williams and those Chicago Bears and their quest to get back to on top of the NFC North. So I can see Colston Loveland having a real breakout season this year. So yeah, that's how my list played out. So now we're going to take a look at John Natale's list and see who he has selected.
Let's see. Oh yeah, well, like Tim, one of the players on my list is also Colston Loveland. But I was considering Tyler Warren, who had a pretty solid season too.
Oh,
But
nice.
but yeah, I wanted to list both, but I didn't really want to put 2 tight ends here, so I picked the one who I have a little bit more faith in, which is Colston Loveland. As long as Cole Kmet doesn't take too many opportunities away from him, he's going to be just fine, and he's going to have another solid year. The next person I selected was Omari and Hampton. Yeah, despite having an injured season, now that he's healthy, he's back, he's into the full swing of things. As long as he stays healthy, he's going to be just fine. He started off pretty good, but then the injury derailed him. But like I said, as long as he remains healthy, he's going to be just fine. Yeah, the third one I picked was Travis Hunter. But yeah, like Tim said, as long as he doesn't play multiple positions too much, he should be able to stay healthy. That was what derailed him this past season, playing multiple positions that wore him out. Yeah, he got injured because of it. So as long as he stays in one spot, the Charger and the Jaguars stay smart with his workload, he's going to do just fine. And yeah, I think he'll be no worse than the. Huh?
Translate, they won't.
Yeah, we'll see though. As long as the Jaguars make him no worse than the number 2 receiver, he'll be just fine. And then for my number 4, my secret weapon from last season, the guy I drafted, Emeka Ibuka. And yeah, with Mike Evans officially out of the way, no longer a member of the Bucks, and now with the 49ers, I think Emeka Ibuka is your clear number 1 target here. I think his only threat for targets is Chris Godwin. But yeah, I mean, Father Time is catching up to Godwin too. So, I mean, Godwin's getting injured a lot. So, this is Emeka Ibuka's time to shine in year 2. Last season, he did really well. It says here 63 receptions, 127 targets, 938 yards, 6 touchdowns. He came back from an injury so quickly. Yeah, it was speculated that he was going to be gone for like 4 to 6 weeks, but he was only gone for 2. When he came back, he made it.
I think part of it was I think Tampa rushed him back because the offense struggled so much when he was out.
Right.
So which kind of hits home your point. I mean, if you look at the other note on Ibuka, like his first 5 weeks of the season were outstanding. Like 20.5 PPR points per game. I mean, that's an incredible number from a rookie.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
And you're right.
yeah. I mean, I think he was I think the number two. At one point he was the number one overall wide receiver in fantasy, which is
Oh yeah.
which I thought was crazy.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, despite finishing number 23, if he was healthy for the entire season, he probably would have easily been in the top 20, maybe even top 10 potentially. But yeah, if he stays healthy this whole season, I could definitely see a top 10 in the future for him. And then rounding out my top 5, RJ Harvey. He had a pretty decent year.
Oh, yeah.
With the other running back out of the picture, I forgot his name. He's with a new team now. But
J.K. Dobbins.
yeah, him, I believe. Yeah, with Dobbins now out of the picture, looks like RJ Harvey is your new number 1 to begin the season. And yeah, I see him posting big numbers too. Yeah, with the newly revamped Broncos team, I think RJ Harvey could easily be a top 20 once again, or maybe even higher.
Yeah. I like that. I did like Harvey. I mean, I think it was last year. Harvey really helped lead the Broncos beating my Cowboys last year. I was watching him play, and
Mm-hmm.
that was one tough guy to stop right there. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so yeah,
so to your point, J.K. Dobbins is still with Denver, but yeah, I do think it's but Harvey played a big role. I mean, in the receiving game, which helps if you're in a PPR league. So like,
Right.
it's like our league is PPR, so I think so that's what
yeah.
boosts his value. So there, but yeah, Sean Payton specifically targeted guys like him in the draft for a reason, and we saw exactly why in the run to the AFC Championship game last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Vampire Luke says one of the funniest moments from last season was Gronk trying to pronounce Emeka Buka's name. I'm gonna have to look that up. If they have a video on YouTube, I want to look that up. I want to see how he tried to pronounce it. Yeah, I couldn't pronounce it at first, but yeah, I can see Ibuka getting the majority of the targets for Tampa Bay this year. Since Mike Evans is gone, as you said, Chris Godwin he ain't getting older, so get some fresh blood in there, and I think I'm kind of leaning toward Tampa Bay winning the NFC South again. So,
Remember, Tampa did not win last year, so
they're not. Yeah,
it was none other than the Carolina Panthers that won the division last year.
yeah. Okay. So, but Tampa could try to be a contender again, hopefully. So, but anyway, I think it's time to try to answer these tough trivia questions. And I know Flynn had that two-parter
Mm-hmm.
talking about last year's rookies. Who was the first rookie to run for 100 yards in a game,
game.
and the first rookie receiver to catch for 100 yards in a game?
I think I have an idea. Yeah. But yeah, there was a running back I was going to say right out of the gate, but because of Flynn's clue, I'm no longer going to say him. So my guesses for the running back is going to be Omarion Hampton, and my guess for the wide receiver, I have a hunch that I'm going to be right at least on this guy because I had him in my league, and I know he got 100. I believe he got 100 yards pretty early. The guy I just talked about, Emeka Ibuka.
Emeka Egbuka for the receivers, yeah. I was thinking Emeka Egbuka for my receiver, but for the running back, I was going to say R.J. Harvey because I think it was kind of early. I think it was kind of early in the season when the Cowboys got beat by the Broncos, and R.J. Harvey was a huge difference in that game. So,
You might be right about
um,
that.
okay, I'm going Harvey for the running back and Igbuka for the receiver.
Yeah, I think Tim has both of them right. So I was going to say Ashton Genty right out the gate, but because of Finn's clue, I'm no longer saying him.
Yes, so I think you both made a good point about Ashton Genty. I mean, because of how because of how poor his season was with Vegas. So so both of you said Emeka Egbuka for your wide receiver pick.
I feel pretty good about that one. What?
Oh,
And then what Tim said RJ Harvey for his running back.
for my running back. Yeah.
Uh-oh. It's all up to me now to salvage one.
I mean, to the salvage one. So what did you? So Tal, you said Amarian Hampton for
Amarian Hampton is my running back. Yep. And it's all up to me now. All right, I'll take the one.
Yeah. So it was week 4, 128 yards and a long touchdown run in the game against the Giants. It was the game Jackson Dart made his debut in that one. So Ibuka did have a 100-yard receiving game early on. That was in week 4 for the receiver, but we were looking for week 2. In week 4, Ibuka had a game with 4 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown in a loss to the Eagles. So, but another receiver had it in week 2, and let's just say that you kind of missed out on this because he was your offensive rookie of the year last year. That's Aurora McMillan of the Carolina Panthers.
McMillan. Oh my gosh, how could I forget him?
I mean, that name hadn't been mentioned once until right now.
But
yeah, it was a game against the Cardinals. It's because the Panthers were trying to overcome like a big deficit that they came close because they recovered an onside kick during that comeback attempt, but they fell just short. They got stopped on a 4th down in that one, and Ted McMillan. I mean, because the Panthers were down, they needed to get him the ball, and surely enough, that's what the deal was in there. He had 10 targets, 6 catches for 100 yards in a 27-22 loss to the Arizona Cardinals.
So the answers for the running back, it was who?
Amarian Hampton.
Amarian Hampton, and the receiver was
It's Ted McMillan.
Ted McMillan. Gotcha. All righty then. I could see McMillan having another good season. I can see that. All right, Natalia,
but I will say the Panthers have a much tougher schedule this year than last year because they were a first place team. So that means the Panthers same place. Let me just see what the same place opponents that the Panthers play this year are the Eagles, the
Seahawks, right?
The Seahawks, the Broncos, and the Eagles are the additional same place finishers. So much tougher schedule, but we'll see what he can do in year 2.
Yeah. All right, Natalia, it's your turn.
Yeah, mine's just a very generic question. Jerry Rice holds the record for most consecutive games with I forgot what he said, 274 with at least 1 reception. But who holds the record among current players?
Yeah, I mean, so we had to think about receivers that have been in the league for a long time.
Yeah, been in the league for a while.
This person has 191. Is it active right now? I don't know, but Right now, it's 191. So you got to think of us as some old guys that are still in the league, some old geezers.
Yeah.
Who? I think it's there. I mean, I'm totally eliminating any Cowboys receivers.
Oh.
So I'm going to eliminate that.
Well,
there.
I'll tell you that
Yeah.
right. I'll tell you that right now, Tim. You're correct on that. It's not a cowboy.
Right. I didn't think it would be.
I feel like Devontae Adams has been in the league for so long, Tim.
Yeah, I think you got a point
mean,
there.
I said, but is there anyone there anyone else that I could think of because because Adams has been around for a while, but I'm just trying to think of a Cooper Cup maybe, but then again he tore his ACL a couple of times, so I don't know if he has enough games for that.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf. All righty then.
I mean, I'm just gonna go Devontae Adams.
All right. So let's see. All right. I'm going to start with Tim. Okay. DK Metcalf did make the list, but did he make number 1? DK Metcalf is number 16 on the top 25 with 111.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now I'm going to go to Flynn. You said Devontae Adams, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, ooh. If I had asked which wide receiver did it, you would have been correct.
Oh God!
Oh,
Really?
it
Are you kidding me?
You're not going to believe what number he was on the list.
He was
Number
number
2. You guys had the wrong position in mind. There was there is a person you guys totally missed out on. It was Travis Kelce.
Oh,
Travis
Travis.
Kelce, of course.
Wow.
Someone
Of course,
a lot older.
Of course, he was in the news. He signed his new contract since the last time we spoke.
So.
For frame of reference, Flynn, Devontae Adams has 175.
175.
So you were very close. If I had said wide receiver, you would have been correct.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been.
So just below him, a guy we talked about briefly, Mike Evans. He has 173.
I was going to say Evans.
Now he's now at the 49ers.
Yeah, and a guy you would never have expected to make this list, Kyle Juszczyk.
Mm-hmm.
He has 145. Well, he's just used in like gadget plays, so that's kind of somewhat surprising, somewhat not. 145, and then to round out the top 5, Austin Hooper.
Austin Hooper.
Yep. Yeah. And Alvin Kamara is actually on the list.
Kamara.
Yeah.
Does he have a job? I think he's still a free agent. I think.
Yeah, I believe you're right about that.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy.
And, yeah.
So
I know. Flynn threw in Cooper Cup briefly. Cooper Cup is on the list. He's 12th.
Yeah.
So yeah, not bad guesses. You guys did pretty good guess there. But Flynn, so close.
Oh, yeah. Flynn close here. All right,
so now it's on to Tim's question.
Now to my question. As I said, we are 22 days away from the first day of the NFL draft. So my question was draft related. And the question was, who was the last number 1 overall draft pick to win a Super Bowl?
I think I have a guess.
I think I have one too. So.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say Eli Manning in 2004, but I felt as was I. But I thought something more recent happened. And no, wait, just for clarification, Tim, did you say win a Super Bowl or play in a Super Bowl?
Win a Super Bowl. The last first round, first number one overall pick to win a Super Bowl.
Gotcha. Since you said the word win, my guess is going to be Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford. Yes, I think we got this. So we're both locking in Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, that was for both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I,
It was.
I, I
It
mean, I
was
mean,
Matthew
we knew
Stafford.
we knew it had to be either 2004 or later because Eli won it twice.
Yeah.
Right. So Matthew Stafford, drafted first by the Lions in 2009. If I'm not mistaken, it was after that infamous 0-16 season.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. And then he ended up winning a Super Bowl with the Rams back in 2001. So he's the
Yeah.
last number one draft pick to win a Super Bowl.
It's
Ah,
Yeah.
and also and the thing is, even if you said to win a Super Bowl with the team he wasn't drafted on, Eli would have been incorrect because he was drafted by the Chargers.
Right.
right. Drafted by the Chargers. Yeah. But
It's,
I don't think
I
he
just
played a
want
Super
I just want to see who was the last number one overall pick to be drafted and win the Super Bowl with the same team. Let me just take a quick look.
Oh,
Oh,
that would
oh,
be
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So very interesting questions. I didn't think mine was going to be that easy.
Yeah. I mean,
But anyway,
I almost said Jared Goff, but he never won a Super Bowl. He was only in it.
no, I mean he was on the other side of the trade with
Yeah.
Stafford.
Yeah.
right.
But honestly,
Very
I was that close to saying Eli Manning, but I'm like, wait a minute, Matthew Stafford did it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I almost said Eli Manning. You almost had me.
I mean, but both. I mean, I knew it had to be someone later than Eli, either Eli or later. And
Right.
we both said Stafford at the same time. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess with that, we will go ahead and put a wrap on this edition of Fantasy Football Fever. We have planned our next show to be on Monday, April 20th,
Mm.
which will be like 3
3 days.
days, 3 days before the start of the NFL draft. So by that time, uh, we guys should have our list for the top 10. I think we'll just do 10, right? Do top 10
Right.
like we did
But
last time.
I mean, I do the entire first round. It's because that'll be part of my Hooked on Sports episode that'll come out either the day after or the day after that. So
Right.
yeah, I'll be doing draft coverage this month on the podcast because with that coming up. So
Yeah. All right. So y'all be sure to listen to Hooked on Sports with John Flynn. He's going to get you ready for NFL draft coming up soon.
mhm.
Very interesting time here. Baseball season is in full swing. Uh, NBA season is heading down to the last couple of months before the playoffs start. NHL playoffs will be coming up pretty soon. My Stars are in the playoffs. Second best team in the league.
Mm.
Wait a minute, where is it? 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 Where is it?
I know who you're talking about.
I got, yeah, I got it. I like this style, but I like this one better. I like this one better.
The
So,
Dallas Stars, yeah.
Yep.
Eh,
This is what
Yeah, I mean, we beat you twice this year. We beat you twice,
who Islanders?
the Islanders.
Yeah, well, they beat us twice, but that's all right. We still have the best points, second best points in the whole league behind Colorado.
Yeah.
I'm staying out of this one. I don't follow hockey, so
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but then we also I also picked previewed the Final Four in college
Final
basketball.
Four, yes.
Mhm.
I
Yes,
mean,
we have that
good
coming up.
God, did you see the end of that game between Duke and UConn? I mean, good Lord, that was an insane game.
No,
hey,
that was
I got two right. I don't even follow college basketball at all. I got two out of the final four correct.
It's
Oh, wow.
Arizona and Michigan or
Yep.
UConn or
Yeah, Arizona and Michigan. I got correct.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if UConn was going to get past UCLA in round two, but had I picked UConn to go to advance past that, I would have put UConn to the national championship game instead of Duke. But
Right.
But my championship person could still be correct. I have Michigan winning it all.
yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
have
that
Arizona
happened.
winning. And the thing with Michigan and Arizona were I mean, I said this back in February, and this is true that they were the two best teams I saw all year.
Mhm.
And it's a shame that one of them is going to be knocked out before the championship game on Monday
Mhm.
because they play each
Right.
other.
Yep, they do. So, so yeah, we'll have our NFL draft preview on the 20th of this month. So,
Yeah.
y'all be sure to watch out for that. Of course, listen to Hooked on Sports, John Flynn. We'll be back with you on the 20th. We'll do our draft preview. So, everybody take care of yourselves. Thanks for joining us. And of course, thanks to these guys for helping me get this thing going. So, on behalf of John Flynn, John Natali, my name is Timothy McClellan. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We'll see you back on the 20th for our NFL draft preview. Take care, everybody. Have a great week and a great weekend. God bless you all. As always, be a good sport. We'll see you next time.